Put your baby in front of a mirror and they'll go completely still. Here's that moment matters. They don't know it's them. Not until around 18 months, and researchers can pinpoint the exact week it happens using nothing but a mirror and a small dot of red. Start at the beginning. Newborns are drawn to faces, so when a newborn looks in a mirror, they're simply responding to a face stimulus, but this face moves when they move. It responds in perfect sync, which actually makes it more engaging than a real face. Because a real face has its own agenda, the mirror face does whatever they do. Around 2 to 3 months, social responses to the mirror appear. A kid's cute, smiling at the reflection, vocalizing at it, looking back and forth between the mirror and you. Your baby is treating the reflection as a social partner. Someone to interact with, someone to check in with, someone interesting. Around 4 to 5 months, something new emerges. Babies start to notice the contingency. They move their arm. The arm in the mirror moves too. They move it again. Same result every time. This detection of contingency, the realization that their actions directly cause something in the external world, is a significant cognitive milestone. It's one of the earliest roots of self-concept. Not full self-awareness yet, but the first seeds of it. The scientific milestone for true mirror self-recognition is usually called the Rouge Test. A researcher puts a small dot of color on a baby's nose without the baby noticing. And honestly, you might think it's cute. And there's one behavior that appears around 10 months at the mirror that most parents miss completely. I'll show you what to watch for. Then shows them a mirror. Babies who recognize themselves as the figure in the mirror reach for their own nose. Babies who don't reach toward the mirror as if reaching for another person. Most babies under 18 months reach toward the mirror. Most babies over 24 months reach for their own face. That transition marks the emergence of conscious self-awareness, one of the most significant cognitive leaps in human development. And it begins with a baby staring at their reflection, reaching, and wondering. Why do babies love the mirror so much before they even understand what they're seeing? Because the mirror is nearly the perfect learning environment. The reflection is always there. It's contingent on their actions, perfectly, reliably, every time. It never gets tired or looks away. It always has a face. The most engaging stimulus in a baby's world. And it offers a social interaction that the baby completely controls. And honestly, combination doesn't exist anywhere else. There's also something happening at the emotional level. When a baby smiles at the mirror and the mirror smiles back, the brain registers a reward, not because the baby knows it's them, but because the response was perfectly timed and felt good. Positive feedback loops like this are how babies learn that their expressions and actions have effects, that they exist in relation to the world, that they matter. Developmental researchers call this process the development of the ecological self. Your baby is learning that they have a body. Their body is distinct from the world around it. That when they move, the world responds. Mirror time is teaching your baby at a cellular level that they are real. There's one more behavior worth watching for at the mirror. Joint attention. Around 8 to 10 months, babies at mirrors start doing something new. They look at their own reflection and then look at yours, as if inviting you into the experience, pointing sometimes, looking to share the moment. This is one of the most powerful social cognitive behaviors in infant development. Joint attention, sharing focus on something with another person, is a direct precursor to language. It's the ability to say, without words, look at this with me. The mirror is often where this first shows up clearly. There is no toy you can buy that does what a mirror does for this developmental window. It checks every box: social stimulus, contingent feedback, self-exploration, the reward of a face that always responds. And now, joint attention, mirror time, is one of the most valuable developmental activities available to any parent. It costs nothing, it requires nothing, and the research on its benefits runs through every domain of early development. The science of how babies develop self-awareness is one of the deepest topics in developmental psychology. And honestly, and we've only touched the surface today, there's a behavior that appears around 10 to 12 months at the mirror. That's worth watching for. Some babies start to use the mirror to check themselves. They'll do something, touch their hair, make a face, reach for something, and then look at the reflection. Not to see themselves doing it exactly. More like checking that the action happened the way they intended. You might think it's cute. Developmental psychologists call this self-monitoring behavior, and it's one of the earliest signs of intentional self-presentation. Your baby is becoming aware, at some level, that they have an appearance. That how they present is something that can be observed. This is not vanity, it's the beginning of social cognition in a new form. The understanding that they exist as a visible entity in the world. Cute, something that other people can observe and respond to. The implications of this are far-reaching. Much of what we think of as social development, empathy, cooperation, reading others, depends on first understanding that you are a separate self. That you have a perspective that others don't automatically share. That you look different to others than you feel from the inside. The mirror is the earliest teacher of that lesson. One practical note for parents: if your baby hasn't had much mirror access, you can introduce it at any point. There's no developmental window that closes for this. A simple household mirror at floor level or a baby-safe mirror toy is enough. Watch what happens the first few times. Watch the still moment, the reaching, the checking. You're watching your baby meet themselves for the first time. It's worth being there for. Next week, why your baby smiles in their sleep and what their brain is actually replaying while it happens. Follow so you catch it. We'll see you in the next one.